All right, free radicals, welcome back. My name is Dave, and this is the Radical Independent. Thank you for watching my channel. Yes, I haven't been doing as much content because I'm tired of the two-party ping pong ball tennis match, and I'm tired of most independent progressive media outlets basically going into, well, how do I get clicks now that I don't have Bernie or Tulsi? How do I get clicks? How do I get views? And honestly, I don't need, I mean, do I want support on this channel? Sure. Do I wish one of my videos would go viral? Yes, because at this juncture in our history, we need to move away from this idea that we're going to infiltrate the Democratic Party and we're going to fix it. We're going to do it. And all these DSA candidates, all of these people who are running in these congressional races, God bless them. I hope they can win some primaries out there, and I support their efforts. But they're going to end up like the Squad when they get in there. And it's just, again, it's shepherding, sheep herding, moving the young people into the Democratic Party who are then going to be forced to vote for a guy with dementia. Trump's already running ads here in Florida, and they're devastating ads against Biden. You splice some things together, and you're just like, holy crap. And, people are saying, well, he's a placeholder. They're going to replace him. And even if that's true, who are they going to replace him with? A more competent, more coherent neoliberal. So, this from the Black Agenda Report, I want to thank Christine who sent this over to me. She is probably my most devoted follower on this channel, and I want to thank her for her financial support and just for her being out there still. The Movement for a People's Party plans to hold a digital people's convention this summer. Okay, now, I love the idea of a movement for a people's party, because I like the name, I like the concept. Basically, they're taking Sanders' agenda and they're moving forward with it. And it's looking to knock the duopoly on its ass. That's what this says. The People's Party will unite working people into the largest party in America in the next 4 years, said Branna. We will get ballot access nationwide, send representatives to Congress in the midterms, and then win the presidency in 2024 and revolutionize this country. Now, my only complaint with Nick is that it should have been done this time. It should have been done because everybody knows that there was no way Sanders was going to upend the Democratic Party machine. There's no way. And I wish they were better organized. All right, but this sounds great. 2024. This is what we keep hearing. Tulsi 2024. All right, whoever, 2024. So they're basically saying we can't do anything this time around. But there's another paragraph here. In the meantime, it would be helpful of these new jacks to corporate free politics urge their members to vote for the Greens or any other left party on the ballot in 2020, so that when hordes of erstwhile Democratic voters failed to endorse the duopoly tag team in November as expected, corporate media cannot blame the debacle on apathy. Of course, the Russians will get blamed, and then maybe the Chinese. Howie Hawkins, who, again, some would say tried to inoculate himself a little bit from the whole Russian narrative early on, has since pretty much distanced himself from those earlier remarks on that channel that keeps playing his crap over and over again. I did an interview with Howie. Others have done interviews with Howie. This guy is not about Russiagate. He's actually about fixing the problems. And if you're a peace-loving person, libertarian or green, peace policies, okay? This is where you should be looking at, okay, what does this guy stand for? This guy has the most detailed platform of anybody running for president right now. Pledge no first use of nuclear weapons. Unilaterally disarm. Okay, we got a new Cold War. because of all this crap, and this is important. Negotiate with nuclear powers to enact the treaty on the prohibition of nuclear weapons. End the endless wars. U.S. troops come home. Cut the military budget by 75%. Imagine if we had this infrastructure in place to fight COVID-19 right now. Invest the savings in a global Green New Deal. Use diplomacy and international law to promote peace, human rights, and democracy. Really awesome stuff. And you can go on. The most controversial thing, when you click on this link, people hate this word. More than half of the American population, when you say the word socialist, they think evil. They think the government's coming to your house. Let's take a look at this. Worker co-ops. Public ownership of banks and industries. Public, not government, public. Public monetary authority. Democratic economic planning. Means you and I get to decide things. Wouldn't that be a much better way of doing things? Production for use within ecological limits. In other words, don't rape the environment. So, again, this movement for a People's Party is awesome, but what's more awesome for now is the fact that you can vote right now for a great candidate. Now, if you're more libertarian, and a lot of the former Tulsi people who still watch this channel, or they're still holding on to hope for Tulsi for 2024, if your biggest issue was to end the war, all right, and to stop the war, and wars, I should say, again, this, I don't know how you get better than this agenda. End the endless wars, cut the military budget by 75%. What about that doesn't line up with Tulsi Gabbard? In fact, this is better, because Tulsi said there are good missions. She told Jimmy Dore that we're going on good missions, and she didn't define that. Now, I understand that Tulsi is, a great human being, and there's certain character traits and qualities that she has that people love. Okay, and I understand that. But this is not a cult of personality here. And Hawkins is probably the most sort of folksy, humble, laid back. Maybe he's not fiery enough. Maybe he doesn't speak in that language that you want to hear as far as the way he comes at interviews and so forth. But guess what? I'm not looking for a celebrity candidate anymore. I'm looking for somebody with a correct agenda. So again, and I wouldn't consider myself super far left. I would consider myself practical, a pragmatist. As much as I love the movement for a People's Party, and I will promote that going forward, I think it's the right way to do things. Again, to sort of rebrand, but all of these promises for 2024, we got to get cracking on this now. And the Black Agenda Report understands this and said, in the meantime, it'd be helpful. So you establish something. You say, look, you guys are putting these two horrible candidates up. We're putting you all on notice that the revolution is coming. The peaceful revolution is coming. And start with Hawkins. Check out Justin Amash too. I'm not saying you can't. I would. I am. But the bottom line is the future is here. It's now. The future isn't 2024 alone. It's great to start preparing for that. And when I see, ballot access for this party, I will cheer. I will think to myself, finally. But we should have done it this time around. We should have done it in 2016. But after 2016, we should have learned, and this should have been up and running. The fact that people held out so much hope for Bernie Sanders, including all these progressive commentators, is the reason now that it's May of 2020, and people are scrambling. They're saying, okay, who do I vote for? Well, this is your opportunity to vote green or libertarian, and to send a giant message to the two corporate parties that you're not playing along. You're not going to be sheep anymore. And for those younger people that had hope in Sanders, green, go green. It's in your best interests. All of this stuff, if you look at every issue here, everything, you could see that Howie's got it covered. He's not perfect. This isn't a cult, okay? He's a guy running for president who's really smart and who's a charter member of the working class. This is not a political elitist. This is a guy who is a teamster for a number of years, and his VP choice is a truck driver. Hello? So, I mean, that's who I want to vote for, because they understand me, and they understand most of the country and what we have to deal with. So, keep in mind, I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for issues. And if you're hung up on the Russiagate stuff, I can't help you. I can't help you because you weren't hung up when Sanders was running, and he was far worse. I mean, Howie has addressed this over and over, except on the stupid Primo Nutjob interview where, again, if you're going to go by that one interview and not all the other interviews he's done, I think you're being intellectually rigid and a little ridiculous at this stage. These issues to me, even if he were a full-on Russiagator, these issues to me are more important than his belief that Russia conspired. And he's not going to be friendly with Russia for too long in the sense that, as far as that issue goes, because he's going to be accused of being a Russian agent. And he's not. He's not a Russian agent. He's a working class American who is running for president, and we should be supporting this. We should not be ignoring it. And if you're, again, I don't know who you're looking to show up here at this stage, but guess what? It's time. If you want to support Nick Branagh's movement, absolutely. I 100% like it, love it. But we got to get going this time around. We have to send a message. You could make this into a three-way race. It really could get to that point where in certain states, if people get wind of Howie's agenda and understand that he's serious about it, and just to take political power away from this two-party nightmare, which it is, it's just a nightmare. I don't know. I think this is the time to start. So that's my video. Sorry a little bit long-winded here on this, but this was a great article. You can read this at the Black Agenda Report, and they understand, most people understand that we have to get away from this stuff. This paragraph here about wealth inequality and how homelessness is out of control under Democrats. Democrats are supposed to be the compassionate ones that care about, the people, the most needy, the least of these, as my faith teaches. They're not. They're not, because they run all these cities. And by the way, Republicans call them out all the time and say, hey, you run these cities, and yet poverty's out of control, homelessness is out of control. They have a point in kind of a convoluted way. They're not doing anything to help either, but calling it out, it is appropriate. But I think it needs to be called out from a new independent party, or the Greens, or, again, the Movement for a People's Party. All right, I am done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for still being subscribed. And subscribe, please, if you haven't. Hit the bell for notifications. I'm going to try to get more content up on this channel, so stay tuned. And again, thanks for sticking by me and the channel. See you soon.